Welcome back to the Dunwoody Dialogues. I'm Mark Galvin. I'm your host. This show is produced by Discover Dunwoody. And what do we do here at Discover Dunwoody? Our mission, well, frankly, we are the official destination marketing organization for the city of Dunwoody. Now, what does that mean? That means we're a lot like a convention and visitors bureau, if you've heard of those organizations. We are funded by a hotel tax. So all of our hotels, we have 10 hotels in Dunwoody. We've got, 2,245 rooms in Dunwoody. Anytime somebody stays in one of those hotels, they pay an 8% tax. Well, a portion of that goes to fund us. And here's what we do. We promote the city of Dunwoody. We want visitors. We want more people to come to Dunwoody. Go to our shops, eat in our restaurants, stay in our hotels. And what that does, it grows the economic prosperity of Dunwoody. So that's our mission. That's why we're here. What do we do on Dunwoody Dialogues? We bring important people in and talk with them about what's going on in Dunwoody, or maybe they have a business in Dunwoody. Sometimes we talk to elected officials. Sometimes recently we talked to a doctor, and she offers a great service by consulting folks that may be battling a life-threatening illness. So we're always looking to bring you new people that can help you either here in Dunwoody or beyond. Well, for today's live broadcast, I forgot one thing. Let me backtrack. If you have a comment, slap it in the comments field. Any feedback you've got is welcome. We'd love to know if you think there's someone out there that we should talk to. Maybe there's other topics we should be promoting, or heck, if you want to give us feedback on our social media or website, you can do that. And also, you can give our guest feedback, as long as it's positive. We only give our guests positive feedback. So for today's live broadcast, we welcome a real estate professional with over 25 years of experience in acquisition, land planning, and development. He now serves as the president of the Dunwoody Homeowners Association, which from now on we're going to call the DHA for the rest of the interview. And that is one of the most influential homeowners associations in the country, and they represent approximately 2,000 homeowners, which are members. We have more homes than that in Dunwoody, but they're representing around 2,000. Join me in welcoming, we all know this, Tim Brown from the DHA. Tim, welcome.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
I am so glad you and I met. It wasn't that long ago for lunch, and I said, hey, we want to know more about DHA and how we can support you, which is why Tim's with us today, so we can learn about the great things happening, because you're a newbie, aren't you?
I am a newbie. I've been in the office for, a year.
Okay.
Took over in February, March of 2025. So it's been an interesting year, but yeah, from that perspective, I am a newbie to the governing body of DHA.
But you're not a newbie for Dunwoody. How
No.
long have you been here?
Landed here in 1998.
All right,
Moved out. I was post-tornado.
Post-tornado, okay.
Yeah. But we landed here, came over from Alabama, where we had lived for 18 years.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Came to Atlanta and didn't close our eyes and point to the map. But we landed here in Dunwoody and realized pretty quickly that we were in the middle of a cluster of world-class elementary schools, and we had one young child and eventually another one on the way. So we sort of landed here and never left.
That is great.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there was a tornado that came through Dunwoody. I don't even remember the year now.
I think it was 1998.
Okay.
But we came later in the year, and I think the tornado was in the spring of that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Did some major damage in Dunwoody. In fact, we have an event, not your event, that celebrates us recovering from that. We'll talk about that in another series, but at the same time, great stuff. So really, there's this whole rule in the state of, in Atlanta. If you've been here for longer than 20 years, you're a native. So we're going to call you a native now.
I joke. I say I've been here longer than some, not as long as most, but I've been here a minute.
You count.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you became the president of the Dunwoody Homeowners Association, and the association is doing some great things since you took over. What are some of the initiatives that, when you came in, you decided you wanted to attack?
It's funny, when I became president, or when the conversation started about me possibly taking over as president, I had some thoughts in my head as to what I thought DHA was and what we could be, and that's no fault of anyone or no fault of the organization, but COVID was a game changer for every organization.
Right.
A lot of organizations did not come out of COVID as lean and mean and as aggressive as they were, pre-COVID.
They may have come out lean.
Well, but so I thought, there were really 5 or 6 initiatives, none earth-shattering or, the tectonic plates didn't move, underneath our feet. But I thought DHA needed to be dusted off and freshened up.
Okay.
So we did some simple things like change the logo, updated the logo. We updated our materials and how we look when we're out in public, new tailgate tent,
which is all in branding. I mean,
all
as a
branding,
marketer,
yes.
I think that's hugely important.
And, the biggest thing that we did was we updated the website and had board approval to do that. What we wanted was to freshen up the website, look and feel a little more relevant, be a little leaner, a little meaner where
Sure.
the website is concerned.
Yeah.
And have that as a conduit not only for information about Dunwoody and the DHA, but about what we do at the DHA, which there's still a misconception as to what DHA actually does in the city. So
That's good. We're going to clear that up today, by the way.
there were some opportunities, I think, to enhance or polish up our social media presence, for example.
Sure.
So all of those things went into what a few of us set out as the initiatives for 2025. And I'm happy to say that everything that we wanted to get done, we actually got done.
Bravo.
And
Well done. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
you and I both know not every organization achieves all their missions in one year, everything they set out to. Good for you. You just hit something that I wanted to ask. What is the purpose of the DHA?
well, we have a new slogan, Neighbors Connecting Neighbors. Our primary focus historically and today is to advocate for the residential homeowners, in the city of Dunwoody.
Now, some people that may not be in Dunwoody would hear a homeowners association and they think of their own HOA. Is a DHA the same as an HOA?
No, not in that sense. We're a citywide civic organization. We're nonprofit, as you know.
Okay.
But our primary goal is to advocate for the well-being of the traditional residential character of the city of Dunwoody, which was the fight that the DHA fought pre-cityhood, if you
To
will.
make to put together the city, DHA was key in weaving all those things and bringing, really the enough people together to say, yes, we want to be a city.
Yes. And we also put on and sponsor 5 or 6 events during the year. Some of them are annual events, some of them are ongoing events.
Great.
But again, there's a misconception as to the DHA involvement in these events, and we'll spend some time, I'm sure, in this segment, talking about that.
Right.
But I think what we do very well, and we set out in 2025 to enhance our position in the community and enhance our position with respect to those events that we do. And 2026 is the year where we need to capitalize on those 2025 initiatives,
Right.
by the way.
Good. All right, so I see 2 prongs. Advocacy on behalf of membership. That's one, and then there's events. We're going to get to events in a second. How do you guys advocate on behalf of your homeowners?
Well, it goes back to where the roots of the DHA were. Pre-incorporation, if you will, DHA was known as the de facto government here in the Dunwoody area of DeKalb County. There were some legendary personalities that were involved in DHA and the fights with the county over planning and zoning, commercial encroachment into our city, that type of thing. And since incorporation, that has changed a little bit, understandably so.
Sure.
And we had a presentation this past Sunday night from Lennar, who's proposing a development at the Life South building.
So Lennar is a commercial
Is a
real estate
residential
developer?
builder.
Okay.
second largest builder in the nation, as a
Wow.
matter of fact. They did the townhomes at Dunwoody Village, as a matter of fact.
Got it.
But someone commented on that post, or on the post about our meeting, I wish the DHA still had the juice that they used to have in the past. We will likely never have that planning and zoning juice.
Right.
But I will say that one of my goals was to get our planning and zoning voice back, if you will, so that we could actually take a position and go before the planning commission and go before the city council and say the DHA heard this proposal. We as a board voted up or down to support, this particular proposal. And we've gotten that back. And
That's good.
And I have one elected official in particular to thank for that, because every developer that came before the city in 2025 came to the DHA and made a presentation, and we were able to voice our support or non-support for all of those applications that came before the city. So in that respect, we have gotten that portion of our advocacy back, if you will. And we, while not the key player, we are a key player in the development and the progression of applications for development in the city. And I'm actually pretty proud of that, being in that business myself.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, in addition to the advocacy, you guys have programming. You hinted at the events. What events does DHA, what are the crown jewels, and what other events should we highlight today?
Well, a couple. One happens every year on or around July the 4th, and that's the July 4th parade. Arguably the largest parade in the state for July 4th parades, as July 4th parades go. A lot of people think that the city of Dunwoody puts the parade on.
Right.
Well,
it's such a major event. I can see that.
Let me clarify that. We can't do what we do without the support of the city. But that is a DHA event, and this year, 2026, will be the 50th year of our involvement with the Dunwoody Homeowners Association 4th of July parade.
And how convenient is that? It's with the nation's
The
250th
so there's
birthday. That's
I
great.
think there's a lot of reasons for people to want to be involved with the 4th of July parade this year, those milestones being two of them. The other events that we do, we do an annual year-round farmers market at Brook Run Park every Saturday, 9 to 12. We have a rain or shine policy within reason.
Sure.
But
does ice get in the way, by the way?
Ice likely gets in the way.
That's probably a problem. Yeah. Okay.
And power outages get in the way. The other event that we hang our hat on, if you will, is Light Up Dunwoody, which has been a DHA event for 20 years now.
Wow.
2 decades.
Yeah.
We moved the location this year to Donaldson Bannister Farm, and likely had the best Light Up Dunwoody that we've ever had in terms of how it was pulled off, attendance, all of those things.
And I really like the way the tree sits and the menorah there on the corner as you drive up Chamblee Dunwoody. That looks great. I think that's very appealing, frankly.
And again, with anything that we do, a lot of people to thank, a lot of relationships with the city or various departments within the city who provide in-kind support for the things that we do. So it's not us. It's a collaborative effort. And I say that any success that we have isn't due to me, but it's due to the people that I have around me. And we've had a pretty dedicated team of people that helped get those 2025 initiatives off the ground and completed. So I'm thankful to the DHA members that helped pull that off, and I'm also thankful to the relationships that we have with other organizations as well as the city.
So that's a great segue into who that have helped you, because you've got a new website, you've got new people that are helping you. Who are the main characters that are – characters is the wrong word. In some ways they're characters, but who are the main folks that are really helping you succeed?
And they are all personalities, if you will. and characters is apropos in some cases.
All right.
But so you're not wrong there.
All right.
Well, when I came on board, I had an excellent foundation that was laid by Bob Fasella, who was president for, I think, 4 years before I took over. Bob elected to stay on the board. And I appreciate and need Bob's counsel quite often, to be honest with you. But couldn't do what I do without the buy-in of the board. And the board, for the most part, I say for the most part, almost unanimously on everything that we wanted to do, and that's critical. But the couple of people, if you will, that I can't go through this interview without shouting out to. One is Julia Framont, who most of you know as one half of Mr. and Mrs. Dunwoody.
Right.
Julia is representative of someone who is social media savvy, is representative of a demographic that we want to appeal to at the DHA for membership and future leadership.
Good.
So Julia is not my right or my left hand, but has certainly been a helping hand in everything that we've wanted to do this year. Couldn't do what I wanted to do without her involvement.
Now, I got to tell you, I tip my hat to the branding you guys have come up with. I particularly like how the branding can be easily transformed to represent each of your events while maintaining your branding.
Sure.
And I love that. And, it's like a badge that you guys have come up with. I think that branding is fantastic. The website is easy to navigate and is very modern. So her involvement in those spaces have been great, as well as your social media. Social media is just not easy to do. We know that here at Discover Dunwoody. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of creativity.
Because you guys live through social media. So
we do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be successful in that space. So well done grabbing her.
And there's that portion of it, branding, social media, but then there's marketing.
Right.
And we're a nonprofit organization. I think one of the things that we haven't done well, if you will, is synchronizing or having a cohesive marketing strategy. Our social media strategy and our branding, we pulled that off pretty well.
Yep.
And what we wanted to do was to add the layer of marketing to that. And with that being said, we wanted all of our events, as well as how our events tie in back into DHA, to look and feel like it was part of a bigger, more organized campaign.
I like that.
And to that end, we've entered into an operating agreement with someone that we all know and respect. That's Leah Economos.
Oh, yes.
Who is part of EEP, which is Jimmy and Leah Economos.
Yep.
Jimmy,
that dynamic
and
duo.
EEP has been responsible for staging our events for years. Jimmy's an integral part of the parade. He is an integral part of Light Up Dunwoody, and we'll get him involved in some of the other events that we do throughout the year. But Leah is responsible for our sponsorships and now has a hand in formulating that overall marketing strategy, if you will. I'll never have the budget that you have or that other organizations have, but through creativity and the crafting of a strategy and executing that strategy, we can look like we have that budget. And I think that's the key for a nonprofit organization, is to get the right people in place, execute, and look like we are bigger and better funded than we really are. And that again is one of the initiatives for 2026, is to take what we've done and expand on it. And marketing is that word.
It is so important. Yeah. Leah did work for us. As a matter of fact, she ran our social media. She was running it when I joined Discover Dunwoody, and Leah was funny. She actually came to me and she said, "You've got a team that's doing great on social." And so I never got rid of Leah, and she never got rid of us. She just says, "I think you're in good shape where you are." But that said, I think getting her to come on and drive some of that content is brilliant, as well as those other things. I mean, she's called us for sponsorships because we are officially a sponsor of the 4th of July parade.
You are,
and
much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love being involved in that, but Leah was the call, right? Yeah. She called me. She says, "Hey, let's get this done." So she does great work. And then I see Jimmy at every single one of your events. He's a Dunwoody jewel. We're lucky to have him in our city. Right. But it's even better, he not only do they live in the city, but they are willing to support the work you guys are doing. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what I said earlier. It's not about me. It's about the team, and I rarely, there was an event that it may have been Light Up Dunwoody, and I was sitting there with this little smile on my face, and Julia said, you know, it's okay for you to take some credit for this. And I rarely do, and I don't want to, because it's everyone else who's putting in the blood, sweat, and tears that makes a nonprofit organization
run.
Right. And those people deserve the credit, and every chance I get, I'm going to give them the credit where the credit's due.
Bravo.
So, yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Well, if someone's watching today and they want to learn more about the Homeowners Association, where can they go?
Well, the easiest thing to do is to log on to our website, www.dunwoodyga.org. You'll see the new website, the new branding, if you will. There is some really good informational tabs there about the history of Dunwoody, the history of the DHA, how the DHA and Dunwoody sort of coexisted as a city and an organization. But there's also really good information about the events that we do.
Good.
And a nice expanded tab, if you will, about membership opportunities. We've expanded our membership this year to 2 different levels. One of the questions that I was asked early on is, what do people get when they join the DHA? Well, they get nothing but the thanks of, you know, an organization who appreciates your sponsorship and your membership.
Good.
But we decided to make it a little more of a value add proposition moving forward. So we give people swag, if you will.
Oh, great.
So that they're actually getting something in exchange for their monetary support through through membership. And we just think there are more and more civic organizations who are competing both for membership and for the sponsorship pie.
Right.
The sponsorship pie is not really getting any bigger. So
It's
we're
shrinking.
one of the many people at the trough, you know, trying to get fed.
Right.
So we felt like, as part of our initiatives last year, that one of the things that we needed to do was to make it a little more of a value add proposition for people to actually want to join and be a part of the DHA. And we've done that.
I think that's fantastic. I like what you're doing. As a Dunwoodian, and when watching the things that happen, we know here at Discover Dunwoody, we can see the difference in the event. So thank you for leaning in. Thank you to the association for helping form this great city. I love to say we're the smallest big city you'll ever meet, which means, you know, this morning I saw the mayor and city council members. And so we can reach our local city government easily, but we are a metropolitan city in so many ways, and we offer so many things that other municipalities cannot. So we're very lucky, and we're lucky to have folks like you
I appreciate
that are
that.
trying to make our city better each and every day. And that's what we need. That's absolutely what we need. So thank you for taking the time to come in and talk with us. I know I'm going to see you around. We sit down with Tim once a quarter to make sure that the content on our website represents the DHA correctly, and that images are good and dates are right and so on. So we're leaning in and you're leaning back, and we appreciate that.
No problem. It's an honor to be here. And thank you for your support of the DHA in many ways, this being one of them.
Good.
So it's good to be here today.
Well, fantastic. Well, folks, we appreciate you watching today. I'm Mark Galvin, your host. This show is produced by Discover Dunwoody. Madison Holtz, fellow native Dunwoodian, is our director. We always want you to look for the Dunwoody stickers that are out there. You can find these everywhere. We might give a stack to Tim to put in that swag bag for all new members for the Dunwoody Homeowners Association. But you can get these at City Hall, at Stage Door Theater, Sproul Gallery, even NFA Burger, among others. And if you're a business that would like some of these to hand out, you let us know. We will give them to you for free.
Bless you.
Welcome to live TV. This is what happens. When you have a cough, you have a cough. Anyway, thank you for watching. Catch us on our social media channels. Simple as this, at Discover Dunwoody. look for us on Instagram. We did something on Instagram recently. There's a little Peach Bowl event that happens once a year, and we were able to use our social media. Thanks for the support. Thanks for all of you engaging in our social media. We were able to reach new people on our social media, let them know you can come to the game and stay in our hotels. Also, check out our website, discoverdunwoody.com. We've got tons of info there, including all the events on the Dunwoody Homeowners Association. It's all listed there. Go check that out. We want to be the center of information about Dunwoody. Tim, thanks again for being here. Love that you had time to come join us, and we love the work you're doing at the Dunwoody Homeowners Association. We'll talk a lot. Maybe we'll have you come back once a year, give updates on your events.
Love that.
All right.
Or whomever the next president might be, but we'll make sure.
Oh, you're not going anywhere.
We'll make sure that we make a slot for you.
All right. Rock on. We'll do that. And to all of you, thank you for watching. Now, come discover Dunwoody.